Hi, I'm Akane, and I'm delighted to be here to ask questions, but also to moderate yours after about this film. Any questions you have, I'm going to start off with some questions, or maybe one question, and then ask if you have any for the director of the film that you've just seen, which I hope you enjoyed. I'll plunge right in unless somebody wants to start before me, which is, no, I'll use the prerogative of the moderator to start first. But we've been talking about this already a little bit, but so why teenagers? Why did you choose to ask teenagers what they thought of Ernaux?
Well, it was institutional in high school. Also, when you're a teenager, if you go to school and you study math, science, geography, history, but also literature, literature can be very strong when you're a teenager. It can be a real moment of identification, of understand, if you want to think like the writer about life, about your understanding of the world, I would say. And it's also that we documentary filmmakers, we like captive captive actors. Of course, in a school, there are captives, you know. And you don't find captive place. You can't find readers in a captive place. Besides that, I really like filming young people because I believe they are the future. I believe they know more than I do. And I'm very much interested in what they think, how they react to life, and how they react to what they are proposed to read or to learn. I really like very much filming young people. As documentary filmmaker, you are always filming people that know more than you do about anything, about life, about what they do. You are always, in fact, a director in cinema is someone like that. On the contrary, a lot of men have presented themselves as directors that they would know everything, they would be very manipulating and everything. But in fact, in front of real people or actors, you are always trying to film and understand what they are really experiencing. And in fact, for me, filmmaking is a position to learn and to try to film what the people you are filming are experiencing, what they are saying, what they know more than you do.
That's fascinating. And you learned from students then in very different places. You hadn't found these captive actors, as you call them, which is quite funny. In Cayenne, as you were saying earlier, but Sarcelles, Toulouse, Villefranche-sur-Saône. How did those places get chosen? Was it?
It's random. It's okay. Because, fortunately, the wife of one of my friends is a teacher in Nanterre, and she a literature teacher, and she knew Pierre-Louis Faure, who is the guy who has organized a very important book about Annie Ernaux called Les Cahiers de l'Erne. And so I had his contact, and I wrote to him to tell him, look, I want to do a film about Annie Ernaux's work, and I want to find the teachers who are working on Annie Ernaux's books. And he said to me, yeah, very good idea. I've got a list of 400 teachers in France, so and I will send them your project. And so a lot of them answered to me, and we had discussions by emails. And also, one of the things that helped me select the teachers was, of course, I want to film discussions between the students, and also I don't want to film always the same book. So, of course, La Place, a place, and The Years, Les Années, were the two really highlights of the works of the teachers. But like Memory of a Girl, or The Ice Woman, or all the... So I tried to have a sort of approach to the maximum of her books. And some teachers would take really a long time about one book, like The Years, or A Girl's Memory, or La Place, and then it was more open in some places where they had all the books, and the young students would discuss and explain what was in that book to the others. And so it was something that I organized, but it was not, I was not telling the teachers, would you please work on this, except for one book. I did that for The Other Girl, L'autre fille, because I knew that nobody would take that book. And I thought it was very interesting, and the result for me was really wonderful, because in that lycée of Villefranche-sur-Saône, suddenly it appeared that it had a lot of echo with the students, and they had stories, secrets in their lives, and they would use Annie Ernaux's approach or not, but it was very strong. I felt it was really interesting. I was very happy to have forced the teacher in that place to work on that book, which is a very small book about the dead sister.
Yes, absolutely. There was a boy who seemed to be saying the same secret had blighted his family and his. I mean, it seemed that was what he was saying, and they were talking about therapy and things like that, which presumably you hadn't expected to happen. But
no, no, but they were very brave, the students, very brave, and very sincere, and I was so lucky. I can't. Well, for me, it was a relationship with those students everywhere that was very easy and very. They trusted me. I don't know. It was very easy, and so I felt, maybe I was wrong, but I felt that there was a lot of sincerity in the way they talked. And
yeah, I thought. I mean, when I watched it, I thought so too. They seemed very natural, but also very happy to talk. In class and out. I mean, I was very interested. I don't know about you, in the bits where they were outside of the classroom and chatting, and somebody was doing someone's hair, and they were talking about their everyday as well as part of Annie Ernaux's everyday, which was really, I thought, it was brilliant that you could capture that. You weren't telling them what to say behind the camera.
No, I was only telling them, just talk. And they would say wonderful things. I was very, very happy about them. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Are there any questions? Yes, hang on, there's a mic coming to you.
Thank you. Bonsoir. Among all the books that were mentioned in in the film. Which one of Annie Ernaux, of course. Which one is your favorite?
Oh, it's difficult. I like Annie Ernaux. It's difficult because in this film, I don't know. I think Girl's Memory in this film is nice, really, because you have a real part of it, because different girls are reading the very tough sex scenes. And I think it's very beautiful that these young girls, and they look like beautiful paintings themselves. They look like the Virgin of Bellini, and they are saying these terrible scenes, and they are shocked, and also they feel completely... I thought it was very strong, these scenes with Girl's Memory, but I like all the books. I like very much. I don't know what it is the title in French, in English. Simple Passion. Passion.
It's called A Simple Passion.
Yeah. Which is very funny in Sarcelles when the girl is. Everyone is saying she's saying too much. She shouldn't say that and everything. And at the end, the girl says, "I love this book. I love it. It's very, very strong." But yeah, it was very interesting to see that the girls and the boys they could, in a way, be taken by the real topic: abortion, love, sex, rape, everything. And also they would understand perfectly the literature. And this is, I love this girl in Toulouse, she says, like, Balzac, we've never lived that, right? And then they talk about, and she says, afterwards she says, if someone asks me to talk about my adolescence, I don't know how to do it. And then I read Les Armoires Vides or Ce qu'ils disent ou rien, and I think, this is exactly what I mean. And it's very interesting. I don't know. I was very lucky. I feel that I was very lucky to meet all these young people who were very sincere, I think. Yeah.
Very honest, yeah.
Yeah.
I was struck, sorry, I'm just going to jump in again.
Yeah.
By towards the end, there's that girl who tells the story of how she broke her
Yeah.
pelvis.
Yeah.
And it's quite a long story, and
Yeah.
I was very amused that she, and you kept it in. I was, and I think it worked very well in that she was telling a story from her life, which was was very important to her, but it was part of her every day, and it came after they had been talking about Annie Ernaux's stories and her every day. But did that just come out naturally?
Of course,
Yeah.
yes. Well, the good thing was I asked them after the class, where do you talk usually? We talk on the bench to wait for the buses, right? And that was really nice. And then I filmed them talking and everything. And then came this story. And in fact, I thought this story was amazing, wonderful. And it is a story that is in the Prix Goncourt 2 years ago. The story is Veillez sur elle. I don't know how you say. I don't remember the name of the writer, but there is exactly the same story. And I thought, you see, she's telling a story which is very strong, and it can be a story in a book, as I felt it when I was filming. And I thought it was nice also to get out of the way that you are obliged to talk about Annie Ernaux. They would talk about different things, and I liked it very much. And then I had this incredible girl at the end who is amazing. She's just great. I mean, I had so much luck.
She was the aspiring writer. She wanted to.
Yeah,
although she was very.
We all thought, oh, this is the new Annie Ernaux, you know.
Yes, although she was very hesitant about it, but it was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there other questions? Perfect.
Hi, yes, that was incredible, the feeling that you had, that it was almost as if you weren't present in the filming of the conversations. And I just wondered two things. One, did you use some sort of methods of priming these pupils to try and ignore you, and or did they just form a trust with you? And
No, there was no preparation at all.
because it's
It
incredible.
was very simple. It's life, you know. And I had the chance that they trusted me. And I think they trusted me because they felt that I was interested, very simply. You know, that I had no previous idea of what they were going to say. I didn't know what they were going to say, and they thought, I don't know, they were really confident. I don't know why.
Yeah, there's no embarrassment at all. And then the other, from that, were there things that you were at all nervous about that they had revealed about themselves, like the girl who was talking about getting a morning after pill, and she hadn't told her parents, and that potentially her parents
I
might see
asked
this now?
her afterwards if she was okay, and she said yes. Yeah, of course, that was a point. But also, you see, it's what I like about her is she looks incredibly, I mean, gothic, you know, bare shoulders, dark fingers and everything. Oh, my God. And she talks really, she says very interesting things. And then she says, I had to go and get the day after pill. And you think, this, you never see it in a fiction film. You know, this contradiction. It's, well, for me, it's very beautiful. I admire the strongness of these, how would I say, of these meanings that are going, you know, like this. And my big pleasure at the end is that Annie Ernaux, she was really pleased about the film because she felt that for once, the young people were not looked at stupid, you know, TikTok fans or everything, that they were looking at, she felt that she had readers, you know, and she was very happy about it. Yeah, she is still.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a question over there.
Yeah.
Oh, and back there as well, later.
Hello. Thank you very much. I think it was a beautiful film. A nice portrait of what is happening in classrooms all over the world. My question is about the young boys.
Yeah, well, the boys, they usually study mathematics, science, and in France, to get the A level, or what, you have to choose some topics. And usually it's more girls that are choosing one topic, which is literature. This is the situation, unfortunately.
Here too, I think there's more.
Yeah, yeah.
And what we see on the screen, is it, did you have many rushes? Are there many other boys?
No,
Is
I
it
didn't have
representative?
thousands of hours. No, no.
So it is representative.
Well, I don't know. You never know. I think it's a representation. But you never know. I mean, what... Well, of course, I went to, for example, a school of... a high school of... technical high school where there were only boys. They loved Annie Ernaux, but they said in the end, we will never read her. You know. But they were nice guys, you know. They were really funny and and they felt that she said things that were really strong for them. But when the teacher in the end said, "Which book would you read?" "Oh no, you know, we don't read." I mean, yeah, that was it. But it was everywhere. The kids were really very welcoming, always. And they really, what they like about Ernaux also, it's that she talks about life, normal life, sometimes dominated people, I mean, lower class. I don't know how you say that. She says dominated people. So it was important for them to realize that she wasn't telling stories of king and queens, you know, and important people. It's this thing that several girls are saying, that things has happened to me, so I can report on them. So it's a sort of opening for the young people. It's like documentary. That is a common point with documentary. If you go to some documentary film festival, you see only kids of 20, 22, 25, because they feel that is their cinema, that you don't have to be a star, that you don't have to have plenty of money to tell something about life. And this is, and I felt the same thing with the young people, that they felt so happy that, oh yes, this is about life, this is about our life, it's her life, but it could have been mine, you know. And then, what is literature? Literature is something about life, how you make it in a form, in a shape that is literature. It's how this girl, she's so funny. Did I say it also before? That she says, "Oh, Balzac's story, we've never lived them," you know. And then, of course, it doesn't mean that Balzac is not interesting, but it means that they can relate between experience and literature. And this is very interesting, because if you look really properly to Ernaux's books, which we did in Guyana with an extraordinary teacher, it's not in the film, it's a teacher of university, and she explained, but it was a bit heavy to put that in the film, but she explained that every single word, comma, is absolutely thought about it. Even though she says écriture plate, the flat writing, the factual writing, it is always very thought. It is very complicated to write so simply, so that it appears so simple, but it is very strong. And this is something that I really admire very much, and the kids, they admire it also. The girl who says the last sentence of one woman about her mother, and she says it's so hard. There is nothing. She says, the woman that I knew that linked me to my background is my link to my former story has gone forever. And she says it's so violent because it's so flat. It's just a factual thing. And I think it's very beautiful. The way the kids, they really understood very strongly. Like in the first sequence, the girl who quotes the abortion, the really tough moment of abortion. And then she says, if she hadn't written it, she could have forget it, which is really the point of Ernaux. And I think it's wonderful that a young girl like this, she's 16 or 17. She understood so deeply the movement of writing. I thought it was incredible. I was really amazed by them. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of them talked about that phrase that,
Yeah,
that, you know,
yeah.
things happen to me so that I could report them or so
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I can
yeah,
write them.
yeah.
And that is exactly that, the movement from life to literature,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in a certain style. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Claire, for this moving and authentic film. So next year in England, we'll see some of Annie Ernaux's works translated into English. And so my question is, do you think young English students will perceive the works of Ernaux in the same manner, in your opinion?
I don't know. I went to St. Andrews University and I shot quite a lot. It was because there is a teacher over there who is a great specialist of Annie Ernaux. And the students were completely committed. They were really, but it didn't go in the film because it was older, it was really students of university, so they had a knowledge that was very different from the high school students. And the identification was very different. But I don't see why not.
Thank you. You just mentioned the references to flat writing and writing things as they are, not embellishing them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the girl in the end talks about it. It's really interesting. She says, people talk about flat writing, but it's actually very powerful and very complex. I was wondering whether, for you, filming, you have an aspiration to flat filming, but at the same time transmitting something that is very powerful.
Thank you. I don't know. I don't compare myself to Annie Ernaux. As there was a famous writer in France, an essayist who was called Roland Barthes, and he would say, I don't compare myself, I identify myself. And maybe this is my answer, but I don't think I'm filming like Annie Ernaux is writing. It's just that I'm always amazed by the beauty of the real things. I'm always amazed, and also by the power of some scenes that probably if I was a scriptwriter, I wouldn't have imagined, because they're always so, I don't know, as a filmmaker, you have to be open to what's happening, whether you film an actor or a real person who is an actor in a way. And but like, I mean, the bus bench, I would have never imagined such a wonderful situation, you know, all the girls going away all the time, you know, and then you finish with one girl and she is the future Annie Ernaux. I would have never have written that. And I loved it because it was very simple and it was working. I don't know. It's more a question of how you recognize the situations, the people. I don't know. I don't think I make films as Annie Ernaux is writing. I wouldn't dare. But she likes my films from a long time. And she told me that a long time ago. And I was very, very proud.
No. maybe it is the relation you were saying earlier about the relationship between that kind of writing and documentary as opposed to film or fictional film, and the commitment to the real that is very much part of Annie Ernaux's writing, which obviously is very strongly part of your aesthetic as well. It's very it really comes through in that one. And I'm glad Annie Ernaux likes your work. That's wonderful.
she's very welcoming, but she has to be. She says that the Nobel Prize was a tsunami, and that she's trying to still write. She's writing, and so I don't ask her too much. She was very happy of the idea of the film at the beginning. She said, "Oh, I talk too much. I say always the same things. It's very boring and everything." So she was really happy that I would go. I didn't ask her anything else than her work.
Absolutely. I think we have time for one more question.
For someone who hasn't read any of Annie Ernaux's works, which of her books would you recommend they start off with?
Well, you haven't read Annie Ernaux, but what do you think after seeing the film? What do you feel like you want to read? What do you think?
From the books that were described and discussed.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, okay. That's right. But you should read also Girl's Memory.
Yeah.
As a man. It's an extraordinary book. But also, I really like all her books.
I think I was most captivated by her relationship with her family and her children.
Yeah, you're right. This is also, there is this book, La Femme Gelée, the iced woman, frozen woman. And those girls were really shocked because they think that she is such a free woman that has talked about her freedom and everything. And then they see that she was a domestic wife, that she would do the washing and the dishwashing and taking care of the children and letting her husband work more than her, who was preparing for the exams to be a teacher. So it's very funny in the film in Toulouse, those two girls are so disappointed that she went through that. And But there is also two other books about, there are a few books about her family. There is La Place, but you have also A Woman, and also what does Annie Ernaux, one teacher talks about it, is that she published very often either two novels about the same experience or one novel and one diary. And the diary is really strong also about the death of her mother. And also there is another book which is very beautiful called The Shame, when she saw her father nearly killing her mother. And it's a very strong book, very beautiful. And there is the diary also of that book. And so it's also very interesting, the difference between the diaries and the novel. And you can see how she made the structure, the literature. It's very interesting.
Yeah, those are, yes, I do that. I teach
Yeah.
that in my university courses, but the comparisons. But
Yeah.
that's so lots for you to read, I think.
But they are all small books, except the years, which is a bit bigger.
Right. Well, we better call it a day,
Yeah.
but thank you so much.
No,
That was,
it's
thank you
it's
for
a
being so
pleasure.
honest yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.